Brett Okamoto at UFC 308 with Alexander Volkanovski. We just watched the main event play out. Ilia Topuria, very, very impressive knockout victory over Max Holloway, who had never been knocked out before. Just your thoughts. I mean, obviously you came here very, very invested observer. What was your general thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, impressive. You know, the fight was sort of going. I knew the first couple of rounds were going to be competitive. And then I thought maybe Max will start using that experience and maybe start to slow Ilia, you know what I mean? But Ilia ended up finding the finish in the third round, which is impressive. You know, no one's ever done that. You know, he said he was going to do it in the first, but no matter what round you do it in, that's impressive because no one's done that to Max. So you've got to give all respect to Ilia to go out there and do that. I'm just, you know, went in there, shook hands with the bloke. I wanted to give him his moment, but let everyone know that I'm next. Let's just find that date.
Yeah, it's very nice of you to give him this moment. But I was wondering if we were going to get like a little stare down. Maybe the mics would come on. Were you prepared for that? Were you thinking that might happen? I mean, it's kind of a weird situation to be in, right?
I told the UFC I wanted to go in, and they gave, you know, obviously they let me do that. So that's I appreciate that. Dana Hunter, thank you. But at the same time, he goes, I mean, I want to let him have his moment. I'll give him his moment. I've been respectful. He goes, his family's in there. I'm like, mate, I've been respectful. I've been getting along. I've been hugging his family the whole time. Like, we're good. Yeah. I'm going to go there, give him his moment, but at the same time, let everyone know that, you know, that what we're doing. You know, just build that fight up that little bit. Just enough to let everyone know I'm next, but at the same time, give him his respect.
Your thoughts just on him prior to fighting him, and then sort of after when you guys, you know, he showed respect afterwards, and then he does have this kind of way of sort of building up the fight that can almost be looked at. I almost recall when you would talk about Islam Makhachev as smug. It almost comes across like he's got that arrogant flair to it. But then it seems like maybe he is doing it to sell the fight. Like, what are you expecting out of him? What would you expect out of him on a second build-up?
It's a tough one because you don't want to sit there and. You know, if that's someone's, you know, the way they want to go about hyping the fight, you don't want to sit there and ruin it by saying, no, he's actually a really good bloke. But you know, we're all good. You know what I mean? We're all good. He's just doing a great job. He's going out there and saying he's going to do these things, and he's actually doing it. So when you do that, obviously things can go terribly wrong. But if you do it right, things can go terribly right. And it's going terribly, not terribly, it's going, what's the right word for that? Well, terribly, it's going very well for him, right? Yeah. If it can go south and look really bad, or it can look really good. And it's looking really good for him. So nothing but respect to him, and well done. But he's a solid dude, man. He's a respectful kid.
I'm sure you're watching that fight thinking, okay, how do you beat this? How do I get my hand raised against this? So what did you see in terms of that, like, through that lens?
I mean, like, it's hard. Obviously, a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, well, but like, I've known Ilia has that, you know what I mean? So he hasn't showed me much different. I always knew he had power in his hands and good setups. I think he did a couple of things okay then, maybe a little bit better than I have seen previous. But that's the same Ilia. I've always known Ilia can throw hands, and he was a great fighter. But I still don't think he's shown me crazy amounts more. But always showed me some takedowns. I haven't really seen that. But I knew that holding Max was going to be hard. And he was able to do that and then still end up getting the knockout anyway. So, impressive.
Last question for you, and I mean, we can sit here and speculate as to, you know, when is it going to come together, this and that. I think that'll unfold over time. I just want to get what you would think about going to Spain. And I get the feeling that you would obviously be willing to do it, but how would you feel about going there and that type of experience?
Oh, mate, I would love it. Madrid, like they're talking about Madrid stadium and all that, of course. Like, you know, everyone knows that I don't mind being in enemy territories. I think I'll be well loved over there anyway, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure I'll probably still get booed, but at the same time, you know, he deserves to fight where he wants to. It's just the timing, right? Like, do they wait till 2026? No, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it works. So maybe we have to do it somewhere. But I mean, if they can do it in Madrid at some decent time, he deserves that 100%. Like, when I talk about Sydney, I'm not saying that, oh, you need to fight me. It's just, I don't think that you can do it there. If you can, let's do it there. I'd love that. You know, everyone knows I'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. And that's how I've always been. Look, he just went and knocked out Max, and I'm more than happy to get in there straight away. Let's go. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of nobody. The bigger the fights, the more excited I get.
Well, selfishly, I do hope it's in Madrid because that's just like scenes, you know? It would be a lot of fun. But I will watch it. I will attend wherever it is.
It's a tricky one for me because I'm trying to push going to Sydney. But then I'm like, yeah. So I've even got the, you know, obviously the Australian team and all that going, yeah, Australia. But I mean, at the same time, Madrid sounds real good too, you know what I mean? So either way, I'm very, very happy. But I mean, he's in a position now where he can talk to the UFC and they can see what happens. But I'll go next. That's the main thing.
Thank you so much for the time, man. We'll see you in the first quarter next year.
Appreciate it.